to that man there who had 6 on his own in that quarter. Crows have to win it in here if there are any chance.
Spot in the grand final. Up for grabs right now. Dangerfield. Bullocking effort out of the middle. Got it to Thompson. Really wide. This is going to be a clean entry here. Vince. Plenty of time to Paul Pleasure on the lead. And this is kickable.
Well, Danger gets on it in the middle, gets a clearance, and when you get quick clearances, your forwards have space, and Paul Pleasure can kick this.
Goes for the short kick and didn't quite get it to Taylor Walker, and he got a little arm in the back there, Walker, but Quentin Sanderson a little frustrated by that. So John Cocker's been activated as the sub, and so is Savage now. Paul Pleasure. High ball on the heads. Hale tries to back out with it taken away by Dangerfield. He's got plenty of strength from the boundary line. It needs this sort of goal. Taylor Walker couldn't quite get a hand on it either.
He's a young star, that man, Paddy Dangerfield. You can sense that he knows he needs to provide something big in this quarter.
Hawthorn under pressure. Walker with the don't argue. The little handball to Paul Pleasure. Very capable. Paul Pleasure hit the post.
There's been a couple of bursts of speed from Dangerfield. Won the first clearance, burst out of a pack, and Sando can't believe it. That's a millimetre the other side, and they kick the first goal.
Couple of opportunities here. Giving the Adelaide supporters hope, though. The hands are Hale. Off head to Mitchell. What a good user. To Franklin. Handball back in. Mitchell got tackled high. Umpire said he put his head into it. Now Cyril and Mitchell go to work with some of their wizardry. Along the boundary line, Bruce. Shoot by McKay. A throw.
You know what I love about Sam Mitchell? I think he's got the best spatial awareness of any player I've ever seen play the game. He knows in a 360-degree circle exactly where everyone is on the field. It's almost the sixth sense.
He's Greg Williams-like, isn't he? Absolutely unbelievable.
He's the best handball since Greg Williams, I reckon.
Yep. And just his decision-making, as Dart said, spatial awareness. Here's Lewis. Gets it on the Burgoyne. He wanted to use it. He'll have to use it long to an open goal square.
Could have bounced it and gone inside 50
That's
then, Sean.
a strange decision, Richo. Normally takes the space really well, Burgoyne. If he had to put the afterburner on and run 20 metres, the defender would have had to come out and panic a little bit. That was just a bit...
His first thought was team, and he was trying to look for an option, but he should have just taken the space in front of him then.
Well, they're trying to spread here, Adelaide, but the kick by Riley wasn't what it should have been, and Jordan Lewis will get a free kick as a result.
Mark's here, please. Mark's here, please.
Just turned his back here.
Well, he should call play on if he doesn't come back on the line. Straight away. Here's Franklin. Hoist one high for the boundary line. Bending, not enough. Seem to go forever, his kicks.
Well, that's Scotty Thompson, Brad Sewell match up. They're going with each other in this last quarter.
Goes long in the tip direction. He should protect the back of Jacobs. He didn't. He went for the grab himself in the end. Dangerfield has already won a couple of important ground level battles. Sewell out the back door to Shine Makers. In front is Henderson, or Otten it is.
Stood up really well, these inexperienced defenders for Adelaide. Taken the right option, taken some good marks at the key time as well. Is that going to be a free kick? No, out of bounds on the full.
So this should be a kick to Franklin from the boundary line here.
Downfield free kick to Kurt.
He's only 25, 30 metres out.
They've played it the other way, BT.
Played it down the field, boys.
For a late bump, have they, Lingy?
Yes, they have, BT.
Okay. So Adelaide 17 points adrift. Need an early one just to ignite them, give them some confidence. Murphy through traffic, did it well. Hold on Burgoyne.
They're getting numbers back. Riley's back. Dangerfield's back.
Got space, Sewell. Can go long and deep, and he does just that. Adelaide close. McKay with the fist. Taylor Walker's got to do it, though. Here's Savage, the activated sub for Hawthorn.
Well, he had... Just going to have a look at that reversal. Gee, it was borderline late.
But he just steps over and stares him down.
Says, get up.
Yes. McKay spun the tackle, really good control of the footy. Dangerfield is looking dangerous here early in this last quarter, I've got to say. Full of run and strength. Gibson, Birchall. Centre half forward the ball. Riley got interrupted in his run unfairly and illegally.
Isaac Smith just took his eyes off the football then.
Just got it over the man on the mark. And here is Dangerfield again. You're right, Darcy, he does sense the opportunity. Tippett has taken the mark, and Paddy Dangerfield single-handedly trying to lift his team into this game.
And he's doing it in magnificent style. Look how exhausted he is, Richo. He's burst his way into this final quarter. One clearance has taken them off, and he can hardly breathe as he goes off the ground. That's how hard he's gone. Look, and once again, it's Tippett who is the man who's standing tall up forward.
Just as Dangerfield come off, all his teammates got to him. They knew he'd done exactly what he said he'd do. Got to him, said, congratulations, get a rest and get back out there. In the meantime, Tippett has this goal to liven things up, to get it back to an 11-point margin. He's got it. He has got it. Adelaide are back in it.
Well, I reckon you could feel some tension in that Hawthorn coach's box as Paddy Dangerfield high fives Kurt Tippett. He gets straight back onto the ground. And look at Alistair Clarkson. He's just summing things up. He knows that an enormous amount of pressure is on the Hawthorn Football Club. Crows have come over and matched their supporters. They're on their feet. Gee whiz.
Boy, oh boy, Adelaide are within 11 of a grand final against Sydney. Let's get down to Cameron Ling.
Boys, I can vouch for this feeling. The 07 preliminary final against Collingwood, we were absolute certain he's looking towards the next week. It was a close, hard-fought game, and I tell you what, when it's tight in this last quarter and you're expected to win, you can get the wobbles a little bit.
Boy, Lingy just reliving some old memories as Buddy got it down the throat.
And that kick from Sam Mitchell, that went 35 metres, and it was about a metre and a half off the ground the whole way, BT. You would have loved to lead into that. You have a look at this if we get another look at it. It was absolutely brilliant. You cannot get a better pass to a forward than that.
Gee, that's good.
And this is the way you want your big guns to stand up. Mitchell out of the middle here. If Buddy goes back and nails this, he's going to give confidence to the rest of the team that they can do it in this last quarter.
It's a monster kick for Buddy. 35 to 40 metres out, not a lot of angle. Gets that leverage, and he's pulled the ball across his body. He's hooked it. Hook foot.
Yeah, that was a real hook. It's all about the clearances. Adelaide 3-1 this quarter. That's where it's going to be won and lost.
So the Crows let off the hook big time there.
I mentioned just before half-time the scoreboard pressure and what that does to people. And right now, the Hawthorn players are acutely aware of how close this game is. Have they got the mental ability just to stand up and make the right decisions at the right time? Little fumble there from Suckling.
Callanan capitalises. Now Vince. Full of run here at the moment. Anyone inside? Skipper. Yes, there is. The skipper, as you point out. Van Berlo now to the advantage here. Couldn't mark it, Dangerfield. Here it comes out to Paddy. Right foot snap around the corner. Oh. Gee, he's looking dangerous.
He's had 8 this quarter, BT.
Jeez. 8 in 9 minutes.
And no one else has had more than 4 for either team.
And you'd expect the side that had the week off to be running harder, but it's Dangerfield who's bursting through. Bernie Vence was able to over that run a bit harder than his Hawthorn players. And
I wonder how much more they've got to give Das, whether they're giving it all here in the first 10 or 15 and not going to have much left for the last half of the quarter. Douglas, a run-down tackle that really should have been incorrect disposal. It wasn't. Now Alice through the traffic. Picked up about 35 metres. It was as good as a kick, and then he was a little clumsy just at the last moment.
He played it beautifully right up until the last second. Xavier Ellis just slightly encroached on the back. Adelaide defence, still a dangerous ball there from Riley.
Can't afford to get lazy with the kicks. Rutten, the handball over the top to McKay. McKay comes back to Otten in the middle of the ground. He's got space and time. The chip is good to Van Berlo. And the runner's been penalised here. The runner ran in the way.
Your free kick, relax.
But there's no further penalty because it happened right where the mark was taken.
Oh, that was...
Van Berlo to Sloan. Both hands on it, couldn't get it. Left foot recovery, kick Sloan across the goal. Has missed.
They've got away with that, Hawthorn. Sloan was standing there forever when Van Berlo had that free kick and no one picked him up.
I just can't believe the amount of space the Crows are getting forward to centre at the moment. That's just un-Hawthorn-like, and it's a bit of panic. It's not being able to instruct and get the right person in the right spot at the right time.
Can't believe that Hawthorn runner would be in that position. That could have cost them big time.
Well, it should have, because Sloan was on forever in the middle.
Savage down the line. Hale. Free kick to Hale. Front on contact. Mitchell wanted to go on with it.
Just a bit of a slow play here. They took their time. Hale goes back and it allows the Adelaide defenders to get back in number.
Kick goes long and deep. Rough head up off hands. Poor pleasure. Gee, went through the hands of Gunston there. Franklin gives it to Young. It is Young on the boundary line, top of the square, dangerous kick, got a hand there. McKay, Brewster around to the left, touched right on the line, in fact marked in the end by Luke Thompson.
They have stood tall. Luke Thompson only played 2 games this year. Andy Otten's only played 5 games. Ricky Henderson just 11 games, and they are making the big plays in a massive prelim final.
How cool are they here, Adelaide? They're down by 9 points. A grand final berth just 11 minutes away for one of these teams. Boy, the tension that'd be building in the box of the coaches at the moment. Smith.
They're brave, Adelaide. They continue to try and come through the middle.
Young.
Just a skill area, that handball from Young.
Shields. Franklin.
Same spot.
Same spot. Identical spot, Richo.
They're trying to win the game, Adelaide. They're going through the middle every time. It's going to come off sometimes, and other times you get turnovers. And
that handball from Young, though. Lucky Richo. It's a 1 metre handball that missed by a metre. Fortunate enough for able to clean up the mess, but
now he hooked this. There's the mark for Franklin. And here is the kick. Hooked the last one badly to his right. We're right behind him. And he's done it. Kick on the way again.
Same kick.
Identical. Didn't come off with a nice spin or attitude, did it?
That was a horrible ball drop, Richo.
And it didn't seem to have his normal momentum when he kicked through that.
When he loses confidence in his kicking, he gets that hook going, accentuated, and then loses contact with the footy.
Savage to Young. Wrong footer on his right side. Made a pretty good fist of it. Sloan an opportunity to trap and go here. Although Xavier Ellis did well to lock it in the forward end.
This is where they really miss BT, the leadership of Luke Hodge. Late withdrawal, out with an illness. You just know he's someone that can find a way to kick a goal from a stoppage like this. They've got to get Lewis, the acting captain, got to get their experienced players to stand up here.
What a game of footy we've been treated to here. Both sides have got to put it on the line right to the end. There's no foot off the accelerator here.
Bristol, talk us through Buddy's kicking action here, because it's going horribly wrong.
Just to me, looks like, I know he goes out on that arc at the end, but it looks a little sharp, the arc. And then he's snapping the ball back inside at the moment. He doesn't look fluent, doesn't look like he's getting through it. Walker, in the meantime, puts his eyes up, sees something out wide. Good play here. Poor Pleasure's got it, kicks it over the top. An opportunity for Adelaide, but the kick goes wide for right.
That one-on-one that Walker won down in their defensive half, he picked that up off his toes, and they got it inside 50 because of this pick-up here from Tex Walker. A big man, he got down, he's made something out of nothing. They're a chance now.
Guess who started it? Dangerfield won the clearance in defensive 50. He has had a quarter here that has just blown everyone away.
First one for the night. I have not seen one of those tonight.
No genuine attempt.
The umpire, no genuine attempt there. So it's a Murphy free. He can be a little jittery by foot as well, Murphy. He does what he does best, and that is kick it long and deep down the line. Now Brodie Smith.
I'm loving this from Adelaide, boys. They are under the pump. It's the last quarter of a preliminary final, but they are still taking the game on. They're taking massive risks through the middle of the ground. That's why they've got themselves in this position. It's great to see them still doing it in this last quarter.
Jacobs won it down, but it only went to Lewis.
69,146 in the house here at the MCG, and not a soul has moved.
Well, he can't. He sees being held up. That's because Bernie Vince is standing down the line.
There's Rioli.
It's a good option.
In front of Doughty. Kick wasn't great. Lewis. Shields kept it rolling forward. Gives Ellis a chance. Good attempt at smother by the Adelaide Crows. Goes forward to Young. Douglas was able to make sure Young fumbled.
Socket out of mid-air by Liam Shields. Actually a good putt. It's going to take some courage from Hawthorn to be brave enough to take risks and still go for the risky ball in the corridor, not clam up and not get overawed by this situation.
Gee, looking behind the footy, some tired boys out there. The overlap run late in this last quarter is obviously starting to slow right down.
Here's what Doughty's got down the line. So they're all one-on-ones, basically. So he just tries to bring it back into the fat side of the ground, but now Vince has got a difficult kick to make here.
Sloane's pushing really hard.
There's Sloane just coming into the picture now, as you can see. Rutten goes in the Sloane direction, but the ball had too long in the air. It gave Lewis a chance to close in on it, but Sloane was just a little more desperate, if you can be, than Jordan Lewis. Douglas was wrapped up in a show-and-makers tackle. The ball was pinned.
Big tackle.
Now it's high. Adelaide 3.
What about Rory Sloane's effort here against Jordan Lewis to stand up in the one motion, gain possession against one of the hardest players in the competition? Was a brilliant effort.
Gee, that's almost in the protected zone there as Taylor Walker goes in towards no one really wanted it. Suckling was there. Callanan was there. Now Adelaide have got an opportunity. Clean hands by Smith found. Goes back inside to Thompson. What does he do? He can go left or right. The kick's down the corridor to Pleasure. Hale was partially decapitated.
Now reversing it.
Oh, no! Now it's a reversal.
Oh, Showmakers. Just that is
Very
so
serious.
dumb.
You can't just bowl him over from behind like that.
Can't just do that either. Just knock down a bloke after he marks it.
Yeah, I paid the free kick for that, Sam. Your bloke gave it away.
Your bloke gave it away. Paul Pleasure will now have a shot from 45 metres out directly in front.
And there you see Showmakers.
And Hale's out. We reckon he's real groggy. Things hotting up at the G.
But why do it, Showmakers? It just doesn't help anyone. Paul Pleasure made the most of it, but why take the risk of canning into his back?
Paul Pleasure to get it back to a one-kick game. Directly in front. He's kicked the goal. He doesn't miss this guy. Adelaide are back within 5.
What a great kick. Enormous pressure on that kick. Back to within 5 points. There's Hale down in the race with the doc. They're just checking him out. They'll take him up to the medical room. But Adelaide, I reckon they're almost in the box seat now. All of the pressure is on Hawthorn. BT's talked about scoreboard pressure. The Hawks boys will clam up. They'll be looking at the scoreboard. It's on.
Kick 4 of the last 5 goals. Have a look at this. Hale gets the free kick for that initially, and then this reversal as he went to pick up the ball. Goal, now a 5-point game. Look at him go now.
High.
Shields earns the free.
Put his head over it.
We've got Cyril Rioli now in the goal square. They're trying to isolate him deep. That's the direction it's going.
Over the head there goes the Gunston instead. You now must put your head over the ball. You cannot go now. Savage. Around the corner, a little inside ball.
Well done.
Did well with the thump away. Knocked down, comes to Bruce. Dangerfield, who's had one of the great quarters in finals footy. To Riley. Riley wide to right. Player goes over. He didn't need to commit there, Smith. And now Wright goes inside with a handball. Douglas, little kick to John Cock. He can get it and go. He's got plenty of power. He was the sub. He's kicked a goal. Adelaide are in front. Adelaide are in front. It's a 20-minute mark. Red time. Adelaide are in front. Hawthorn have got injuries everywhere. Guys knocked out. Guys limping. And Adelaide are running.
What is happening here at the MCG as Xavier Ellis comes off the ground? And listen to the Adelaide fans here, all of a sudden finding voice. There's the ball that hurt Xavier Ellis. It was a kick that probably should have gone longer.
It was Henderson's Boyle that set it up, and then that one-on-one does.
And the space that they're finding Adelaide on the rebound is disturbing. They've got to find a way to be able to cover this spread and run. It should be Hawthorn with the extra gas in the tank at the moment. It is a tidal wave of momentum Adelaide's way.
And Burgoyne is in the middle with Sewell and Mitchell. They know how crucial this clearance is, Hawthorn. They've got all the guns in there, as do Adelaide.
They have kicked 6 of the last 8 goals, Adelaide. Burgoyne with a clearance. Rioli boxing. Oh, he just went up vertically. Cyril.
Sean Burgoyne, he was one of the best clearance players in the competition when he was at Port Adelaide. Take a bow.
Richo, spot on. What about the body use by Sean Burgoyne? Just led Dangerfield under the ball, got it in deep. Fantastic play.
Rioli to recapture the lead for Hawthorn. 15 out. Rioli kicks it. Hawthorn by 5.
Wow, how about that? And what a great response. 2 guns. They've got talent everywhere, on every line. Stars of the game, Hawthorn. And they're going to need them now to stay composed, to do the right thing at the right time. Love the fact Rioli is the one who's isolated. He just saw what he can do. But it all comes back again. Roughhead takes the centre bounce. They've loaded up Burgoyne, Sewell and Mitchell.
Lingy, what matchup do you go with on Rioli right now?
Whoever it is has got to be a very brave man, but I'd stick with Dowdy. He's done the job reasonably well all night. He's an experienced player. Back him in to get the job done.
Back in the middle of the ground. The clearance by Douglas. It's clean. 55 out. Square. Long ball. Poor Pleasure almost got it.
Have you seen a game where clearances have been as crucial, Das? It's just out of the middle, forward goal at the moment.
Look at Clarkson. He can't bear to watch.
I think he's coming down. I think he's decided the last 4.5 minutes he's going to storm down and coach from the bench, which is a
probably feels he's got a bit more control, immediate control down there, Das, I reckon.
Yep, eyeball the players as they come off
and get his team ready, because you want your best players playing the last 3 or 4 minutes of this game. They need to organise themselves so that their rotations have their best players on the deck.
He's come back. I think he just needed to take a deep breath himself and recompose his thoughts.
Imagine the pressure in that box. Couldn't imagine how that's feeling.
Hawthorn by 4 points. Van Berlo, Callanan through traffic. Could have had Douglas. It's out in front of Dangerfield. What a beautiful pickup. Turns his man around. Has he got the strength to go on with it? He handballed out in front. One of the 3 didn't get it. He has simply been electric. Paddy Dangerfield in this last quarter.
11 disposals for Dangerfield. One of the best finals quarters you've ever seen.
Boy!
I'll tell you what, Stratton was good then as well. Corralled him, didn't let him turn him around.
Cyril. Hawthorn. Look at the pickup. Cyril to Buddy. Buddy to kick the goal around the corner. Got it. Buddy's kicked it. Hawthorn by 10.
Wow, what a game. And Rioli's been equally as good. His one-on-one effort there on Dowdy to give a contest and then double back. And the 2 big guns combined. Having it all their way today, Cyril Rioli and Buddy, and I think he feels more comfortable running around, snapping around his body. And listen to the Hawthorn fans now, 70,000 in the house. What a game.
So what do you do now? 3:30 left, they're 10 up. How do you play if you're Hawthorn?
I I think you just got to keep trying to attack. I don't think...
Really?
At 3:30, 2 goals in this game where it's been... This last quarter's frenetic.
Take a minute off the clock with possession.
I reckon they've got to kick one more and it's game over. You can't afford to go into their shell now. I think they've got to keep trying to attack as they do.
Mitchell to Rioli, and he's taken the mark. This to put Hawthorn into a grand final, I suspect.
Well, he's just stepped up when he's needed. He's a match winner. And we replayed that tackle of Stratton on Dangerfield. I thought Danger would have been able to turn him around. He's that good, Dangerfield, but Stratton's effort was desperate.
It was a brilliant effort there, Richo.
2 minutes, 51 seconds left. Hawthorn by 10. This to make it 16 points. And I suspect a grand final berth for Hawthorn. Cyril has missed. And they live to fight another day with the lead, just 11 points.
Well, they'll go long and straight, and they've been bold and brave all night. You can see that's what Riley's signalling. Not going to muck around with it. Get it into the corridor.
2:32 remaining.
Good play on.
And he did, McKay. And he slams it on the boot to centre half forward. No competition in the air, though. And now they can milk clock.
Do you milk it now, Lingy?
Oh, it'd be good if you could get a couple of uncontested marks. Just take a little bit of time off. Be patient with the ball.
Well, if you take a minute off the clock now, Lingy, they can't win.
No, that's spot on, BT. If you've got an option open, you use it like they're doing now. Just take those safe, wide options. What Adelaide have got to do is cut off every single mark.
This is professional football at its best, something that perhaps the Tigers haven't done well. Now Smith on the left boot, long ball, Hale over the back, Jacobs. One last chance. Here it is for Adelaide. 1:45 remaining. Must go forward here. And they can't. Gunston around the corner, a really high ball. It'll be marked by Wright.
He's got to switch it and play on.
And he does exactly that. It's a dangerous one. Might come unstuck here.
Oh, what a spin by Douglas. Roughhead tries to run him down. Kick to Thompson. We've got 1:22 remaining now. Thompson says, come on, I need support. Feeds the handball wide to Vince. Vince back to Thompson. Here comes Birchall. Thompson takes the mark.
Great chase there from Grant Birchall to close his space down. It's given them enough time to get a few numbers back.
A goal here, and it's a big chance out of the middle for Adelaide.
Scotty Thompson just hasn't read that at all. That just had to go forward.
Gee, Riley's got forward. Now they've got it in the hands of a kicker. He goes short and finds Van Berlo. Van Berlo needs to get off the man on the mark. Here it is. Taylor Walker's marked. Directly in front. He needs to be aware of the clock here. 40 seconds. He cannot use his whole 30.
Unbelievably, again, Hawthorn weren't able to get their normal zone in place, but Taylor's taking a bit more time. Well, he's got to kick it, and he's getting told, mate, you've got to kick it now.
He said, you've got to go. You've got to go. 25 seconds. The clock will stop once the goal is signalled. And he's kicked it. He's got it. Clock stops at 17 seconds. 16 seconds.
Now, what do Hawthorn do? Is everyone going to go back?
Yep.
Get everyone back behind. Get everyone behind the ball.
How about the tension here? And runners are going out everywhere. Messages are saying, get as many back as you can. You still got to win the clearance, but you can't afford a mark in defence. And they try and organise them now, push them all back.
He is the Iceman, Walker. They have to win this clearance and take a mark.
Look at this, Richo. They're talking it over. They know exactly that.
And you know what I like? Cyril just said, get me in there. How about that for leadership? He knows he's capable of winning. That's Mitchell who's pushed back out.
The big grafter is standing down. Walker and Tippett are trying to separate.
Here it is. Adelaide need to be clean. They're not. You think Hawthorn might be there now. Suckling. All he's got to do is get it to the boundary. That's deliberate.